Today, what you're witnessing is a cleanup activity to mark World Earth Day 2018. The theme for World Earth Day 2018 is End Plastic Pollution. And the Anse-la-Raye Constituency Council has spearheaded this initiative, and they are collaborating with us, the OECS, to undertake this activity, which is going to involve, as you can see, awareness building and a cleanup of some of plastics, because as I said, the theme is end plastic pollution. And we've been successful in securing financing from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of New Zealand and the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, better known as CRIF. And we've also got support from the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority. Today we have with us students from the Anse-la-Raye Primary School, the Anse-la-Raye Infant School, the Preschool, St. Joseph's Convent, Caribbean Youth Environment Network, the Department of Sustainable Development of St. Lucia. And we're happy for this kind of partnership, because it isn't just showing that, okay, people can come to Anse-la-Raye and do something, but it's showing that we're working together. It's really one country, no matter where the activity is focused. But it's also showing that we don't, while we have to work nationally to end plastic and internationally and regionally, but very often the actions start at the community level. And we have to look at the plastics from look at it from the life cycle, right? Take a life cycle look at it. Okay, here I guess we're dealing with disposal. And as I was remarking this morning when I gave my remarks, somebody was aware of what we were doing, and yet as soon as they had their drink, they left it on the wall for somebody else to pick up and dispose of. Okay, so the disposal part is left to the final consumer. From the production end, however, it comes down to we have to look at the policies that we put in place as a country. For example, we have to, I know for some years now we've been talking about Returnable Containers Act, which will see the buyback, the ability to return bottles to the manufacturer. From the production and manufacturing standpoint, we have to then look at whether we activate or enact legislation, for example, a Returnable Containers Act, which will facilitate the buyback of the return of bottles, of plastic bottles. And we also have to look at options, for example, in terms of whether we continue to use styrofoam, like food containers, or whether we use the degradable ones, which are made from natural fibers, for example. They may be slightly more expensive, but government may wish to consider the fiscal regime in terms of how you address like the import duties and so on these items, to make to rebalance, to make one less affordable and the other more affordable. In other words, you put a penalty, for example, on the less desirable one and put an incentive on the more desirable one. But it's not just the production and the use of imported plastics, but it's also how or at least from the manufacturing and supply standpoint, but also from the disposal. And if we can avoid the use of plastics entirely, for example, in many developed countries, for example, plastic bags in the supermarket are no. You come with your cloth bag, which is reusable. You come and you carry your items away from the supermarket in a paper bag or a cloth bag, as opposed to having a plastic bag. Or in some countries, if you want the plastic bag, you have to pay for it, and that the payment for that bag goes towards the disposal of it. So there are a number of options, but like I say, it's life cycle. You have to look at it along the continuum. It's not just the supplier, not just the consumer, but we have to look at how is disposed of, why is disposed of, and so on.